Hi all, welcome to PNV Technical HUB. So in this tutorial, we are going to be looking to one of the important concept which is there in ASP.NET. So we'll be perform some CURD operations using form view. So basically, form view is also one of the data bound control, right? So we'll discuss in and out related to the form view and as well as the events related to the form view and then templates related to the form view. Let us quickly get into the form view. This form view help us to display a single record from a data source. This data source you can be use any one of the data bound control. So like you can be use object as a data source or SQL as a data source. Any data source you can pass it, and we can call form view as one of the data bound control in ASP.NET. This is inherited from system.web.ui.webcontrols namespace. It is as similar to the details view, except it displays user-defined templates instead of row fields. Generally, in details view, we will be display the row fields, but instead of doing that in form view, we can take our templates. Like it would be having a greater set of templates. It really gives a more flexibility to work with this form view control. So if you understand about the features of the form view, so it has a built-in binding capabilities that can be done by using object as a data source and SQL as a data source. It possesses a built-in inserting, updating, deleting capabilities are there, and even we can also perform the paging. Form view help us to set dynamical properties, and it also help us to handle different types of events, and we can also apply the custom styles with our style sheets. It supports header template, item template, insert item template, edit item template, footer template, and empty data template, and pager template also. And I have provided the brief information related to the templates, and it will be the self-explanatory for you. And even the same information can be available in my blog, so which is available in the link that was provided. You can go to this link, like you can get the information related to this example, and you'll also get the video portion of this one. And please visit to my Facebook page for the latest updates, and you can also view my YouTube channel, and please do subscribe and share to your circle, whoever will be there in the Microsoft technology field itself. So now let us quickly get into perform this example. I'll be take less time to perform this example. So first we'll be open a Visual Studio. So this is your first step, and parallelly I will also prepare one table here. So the table is create a table TBL departments. So I can mention that departments as a table, and here I can mention column dot is identity column, and here code will be there. So varchar, so I'll be mention the code as 50, and then name of the department I can mention it as varchar of 100, and then I'll also be provide the location. So I can go with the location, and here the location would be provided with varchar, and then after I can also be take bit field, so which is nothing but is active, so I can mention it as a bit, and then I can go with the created on, and then this is the date time, so then created by, so I can take this varchar, and similarly I'll also go with the modified on and modified by, modified on and modified by. So these are the fields that I want to be considered. So our table names departments, and it has a very limited set of columns. So I'm just displaying this by using this one. Okay. Now I have opened my Visual Studio. Let me go to click on new and click on project. I'll be go with a new project. So here I'll be considered web application, and I will store this one in different section, like under desktop. So I have summer videos 2023, and I can place this ASP form view, and just I have selected this folder, and form view EX on 2023. So this I would like to give the current date. I just click on OK. I'll be considered the empty data set. So I hope you will be known about this one. So this is how we can be make the things. Now let us quickly consider the form view. So I would like to go to Solution Explorer. Shortcut to go to the Solution Explorer is Control Alt L, and right click on your project and click Add New Item. So here when I click on Add New Item, so you can pick your ASPX page, so which is a web form. I can mention it as a P1. So then I click Add. So automatically a page was created for us. Let me quickly go to the view, and here in design, so our data bound controls are available in the toolbox under data as a section. This is the section where, so just take the form view itself. If you consider the form view, so this is the form view that we want to be considered. Okay. So the common code for the form view, so we can be present, like I'll go to the .cs page. So simply by clicking function key F7, you can go to the coding page. And here, I would like to declare a few things which are required for me. SQL connection is required for me. So this is the SQL connection. So So I can consider this SQL connection. So this connection is available under the namespace using system.SQL. Okay, it should be. Okay, it is available on the system.data.SQL client, and then I can also be considered command SQL command. I can declare the command also here, and I can also take data set also. So data set is required for me, and data adapter also required for me. So I just declare the data adapter and data set. If you want to be work with the data set, so this can be available under system.data namespace. So this is my data set, so I can take on this. Okay, these are the different things that I need. And I would like to drive my connection string from the configuration manager. From web config, I'll declare my connection string. So for that, I'll be use configuration manager. As you know, that configuration manager is available from the system.configuration, and then here I'll be use connection strings under connection string. So I would declare the connection. I won't show you this connection string. So as you know, like in web config, I will show you where to provide the connection string itself. Okay, if you are new, so just go to your web config, and there is a system.web, and here you can provide your connection string. So here itself, connection string is a tag, and here you can provide add, and then you can make use of the name itself. I'll be mention it as a connection, and then you have to be connection string you have to provide. You can provide your server name, server equal to dot, and user ID you can provide, and then password you have to be provided PWD, and then after you can also provide your database. So this is how you can provide all the things which are related for a connection string. Since this is a sensitive part, I won't show you this one. You can provide your server, you can provide username, password, database, and thereby it will help you to work out on this. Okay, so this is all I just want to do. Next is I would like to bind the data. So I'll be declare one method which is nothing but bind data. So bind data here I would like to provide data adapter. So since I declare the data adapter, DA equal to new SQL data adapter. So this data adapter requires a query to fetch the data, and we need a connection object. So this is the table name that we need to be get the data. So this is how. And then I would like to initialize this data set, ds equal to new data set, and you can see that you will be fill the data from data adapter to data set. So now data was filled to this data set. And now since this is a form view, I just want to be rename the way. So it is a good approach that we should not give the control names as 1, 2, 3, something like that. You can give the proper naming convention. So FV, so this is DEPT data. So I'm just giving since this is the information related to the department. So FV DEPT data dot data source. So my data source is dataset, means dataset has data related to this. Next FV data dot, so I can make use of the data bind method. Since I would like to load this data, so at the starting of my page, I'll be use if is not postback. You must know about my is not postback concept. Is postback help you to give the value, boolean value. If it is the first time running of a program, it gives false, then next time running it will gives the true. So initial time you have to be bind this data. Next time whenever you click convert, any other events that would happen, at that time it will give the true as a value. So you need this value at the initial set. That's the reason we have used this bind data. Okay, so that's how. And you have to do the designing capabilities for your form view. So in order to do the designing capabilities of form view, so you have to be understand how you can be design the things. Okay, usually most of us know that we will be display the data in the tabular format, like one by one row. So here I'll be make it something different. Okay, here you no need to have the columns as you work with a different data bound controls. So we'll be declare the things. So I would like to declare the things. Here I'll use item template. I'll also use insert item template. I'll also be use edit item template. Okay, so these are the main things that I would like to focus. I'll be generate a table. So this table help me to declare the things. So what I'll do is I'll be provide the code itself, and I'll also be provide the border for the table so that it gives the data and TD. So since this is an item template, in item template I used to display the code, and beside to that I'll also be show the value to that. So generally, if you want to bind a data by using your data bound control, we'll be use eval as a function. We'll also use bind as a method, and we'll also be use data binder item also. Okay, eval is one of the latest function. When you use eval, so with the less than symbol and percentile and hash eval, so what will happen, you will get the data, like you have to provide the column name whatever you declared for that column at your backend. So now if you see here, the design will be looks like this. And even you can also be provide align should be a center if you want to be provide the alignment. So you can do so that this will be displayed in the center mode. And even you can also be provide the width of 100% or 60%, whatever you want. You can also provide the width so that complete table will be aligned in such a way. So now this is how we can be declare. I would like to declare the respective columns like a code, then name also required for me, and I can place the name. And the location required for me, I can also provide the location itself. And I would like to provide the created by information. If you want, you can provide. So this is how we will be place the item template. Okay, hope you are clear with the item template. Item template help us to display the data which are available in our data itself. I mentioned this data in a little different format. It shows that in the way of the form, not in the database structure itself. That is the one of the flexibility with item template. Means whenever you work with the templates allows us to provide the data according to our own convenience. Okay, that is one of the important factor by using the content. And here in item template, whenever we display the data, by default data will be displayed in the item template mode only. There I would like to provide some things like if user want to edit that thing, I can provide those editing thing. And if user want to add a new thing, and if user want to delete the things, those things also I'll be provided here itself in the item template. So here, how many TDs are there for us? So total, if you see here, total 2 TDs are there, right? So now I would like to mention another TR, and I'll be mentioned one TD. So there the columns I have mentioned is I'll be mentioned as a call span equal to 2. Means I would like to merge 2 columns in a single. So that's the reason TD call span that I have mentioned here itself. Now I'll be provide ASP. So that is nothing but link button ID equal to LNK. Say for example, if I want to be add a new thing, so I can provide like a link button new text equal to new, so which help us to add the new thing, and run it equal to server. We can provide this run it equal to server, and command name equal to new itself. So button related controls will have the command name, right? Most of the data bound controls recognizes the things with the help of the command name property only. And I'll be use NBSP to provide the space itself. I'll provide 2 NBSPs to provide the space. So next is, so new is done, and if you want to be edit the data, so we can use lnk edit. So this is the edit, and we can mention that this is an edit. And if you use the command name, so then we can provide this as a edit itself. So this is the edit itself. Okay, similarly, we can also be provide the data which is related to the delete itself, and I can mention the command name as a delete, and the text is also be delete, and I can mention that lnk delete. So that's how I have designed the things. And now if you see here, so your item will have the new edit delete templates like this. Similarly, and if user want to be insert the data, so we will also be go with the next template, that is nothing but. So what is the next template? If user want to be add the data, or if you user want to be perform any other thing, so we'll be go for an insert item template, right? So I'll show you how to work out with an insert item template. Now in insert item template, so I'm just defining this is an insert item template. So in this insert item template, so I'll be take a few fields, like I'll also be take the table as similar to this one. I'll be copy this table structure. So this is my insert item template, and I'll also be close this tr, and I'll close this table itself. To make the consistency in the design, I have copied the same thing, like border equal to 1, align equal to center, and all those things. Now we will be assign some data, like user has to be provide the data. So like tr is there, and I can mention that td. So enter. So code. So this is the information related to the code, and I will take the next td. And here, if user enters the data, so that would be in the text box, right? So I can take text box id equal to txt name. So I name I can provide. I is a prefix for insertion. So that's how I can mention like that. So run at equal to server. So that's how I have taken the text box. And if you take this next one, so you can declare all the respective things. So code is there, enter name, and then enter location, and enter created. So that's how I can take. So rest of the things I don't want. So I can go with txt I code. This should not be a name. I can mention this is a I code. Okay. Next is this is a txt I location. I can mention that I location, and I can say that txt I created by. Okay. So that's how I can design these things. And next is I'll take another tr. So this tr help us to provide the data. So that would be added to our thing. So here what I would like to take, so tr, and as well as here we can be provide our things, like we'll be go for an insertion and as well as a cancel insertion. So tr, here also I'll take tr, and then here we'll take the td, and in this td will be provide call span equal to 2. So one option is for insertion and another option is for cancel insertion. Maybe user will also be change their view to perform this thing, right? So for that I'm trying to take this thing. So lnk insert is there. So this is the insert option. So lnk insert is an option that you can go on, and then here command name I can be provided as an insert, and text is also be insert. So similarly, and if user want to be cancel this one, so we will be also this one cancel insert. I can mention it as a cancel insert, and the text would be cancel. So and command name is also be cancel. So likewise, I can manage the thing. So if item template is done, and similarly next is nothing but edit item template. So edit item template is also be looks the same. So whenever we want to be perform these things edition, so you can go with the edit item template. Table is required, and here you will get the code, and we can mention this I code should be E code, because for edit I prefixed E code, and the name, whatever the name that we was displayed, that it can be displayed as E name, and the location whatever we have. So particular row location will be available here, and created by, so txt E created by, that's how we have. So for edit, so it should be edit button, right? So which means the command name is edit only, right? Got my point, right? So here we can be use lnk edit itself. So this should be edit. So your command name will be also be the edit itself. So you have the command name as edit, and as well as you have also the command name as a update. So you can be used whenever user clicks on this one. Okay. So whenever user clicks on this one, this should be update, right? So it would be converted into the update. So you can mention your command name as an update. This is an update, and you can save this as an update, and this is also been update. And another is cancel update. So that would be the cancel only. So anyway, all cancel will be display that into the read only mode. Okay, that's how done. And see, whenever user clicks on edit, we have to display the text, right? So you can display the text by using this text property. So you must be remember that whenever you want to bind, you have to write a bind expression. So you should not use a double quotes, you should be use a single quote. So then less than, and then percentage and hash, and you can use eval. You can use eval, or you can also use the bind or data binder also you can use. So code column name is nothing but this is the code. So next is name you can take. So this is the name. So you can take the name itself. And next is nothing but you can also take the location. And you can also take, this is nothing but created by. So whatever the user created, so this information. So that's how you can manage the things here itself. And if you want to be set a paging, so you can use the property called allow paging equal to true. You can set this property allow paging equal to true. Okay, so this is how you have the data. So now, so let us go with the event section. So it is very important to understand the properties and events of a particular control. So let us go to the event section. So in events, first event is nothing but, so we'll be use an item command event. Item command event help us to be display the data in a row by row basis. So that is nothing but item command event. So whenever you work with an item command, so item command help us to recognize the things, whether this click is related to or whatever the action that we are performing on the control. So that can be identified by using your item command only. Okay. So for that, I'm using this item command event. So that is the initial event that it is required for us. And as well as we will be also work out with deleting. If user want to delete something, we can use the item deleting event. And if user want to be insert something, we'll be use the item inserting event. If user want to be update something, we can use the updating event. And if user want to be change the mode, then mode changing event will be there. So by default, the data will be in the read only mode. And if user want to be changed, then we'll be go with the mode changing. And if user want to be go with the paging, then page index changing event. So that's how we can be make use of all these respective events. Okay, I hope this is gives a clear picture to you. Now we'll be implement the programming. So like whatever the code that we want to be perform, so that code we will be use this one. So first paging. So this is very simple. Not only for this control, any control, if you want to be do the paging, so you have to be use control name dot page index is equal to e dot new page index. So e is nothing but your object of your form view page events args class dot new page index. So then after you can use the bind grid bind the data. Some method is there, right? You can bind the data by using this. So similarly, if you want to be change your mode, so that is very important. So then you can be work out with the mode changing one. So basically mode changing, how you will be change your mode. So that is very important, right? So whenever you work with a mode changing mode, so you'll be use this thing. So what is this means? Your control name dot change mode is the method. So e dot new mode you can use. So that it would be help us to change the mode, and then finally you can use the bind data method itself. Bind data method help us to bind your data to the grid. That's it. Okay. So that's how we can be used. Now one is important, that is nothing but item command. So in item command is an event that shows the items. Suppose if you are not declaring this one, what will happen? We'll see. So now I would like to set my connection string. So I'll be stop my. Okay, I have set my connection string. So now we'll be insert some sample data in the department table. So I can use insert into departments. So here I'll be provide code, then name, then location, then is active. So then created by, and then created on. So this is how we can be make declare this thing. So I can mention the TECH, so which is a technical. This is the technical department, and then location. I can provide the location as Hyderabad. And then is active 1, and then created by, I can say that admin, and we can see that created on. So I can mention that get date. So now if you see here, I created by. Okay, so I have given spelling mistake in the table creation. So let me drop the table and again I'll be recreate it. I have dropped, and then again I will be created a table with correct name. Now you can see that this is the data. Now you can see that insert will have the data. Now I have executed this p1.aspx. You can see that data is binded like this. Okay. So now we will be handle the respective events. So for new, so what is we required for new? So new is always be goes for the new thing. Like it will help us to provide, ask us to provide the data name, code, location created by like this, right? So we'll be provide this name, and if you click on insert, so then automatically insert event will be goes on. So like if you cancel on this one, automatically it has to be cancelled, and then it can be comes with a normal mode, that is nothing but cancel. So likewise we'll be implement all these things. So whenever we are trying to perform these things, first I will go for the new itself, then after I'll come to this update. So that is nothing but edit, then after I'll come to the delete itself. So now whenever user is want to be insert the data, so we have to be work out with the insert query, right? So we'll see how to insert the data. So basically we'll be use a find control method. By using that we'll identify the data which is there in the thing itself. So now we'll be work out with an events which is nothing but item inserting. So item inserting help us to provide the data which we want to be there. So here this is the item insert. So now in order to insert the data, so we know the data is there in the text box. So you can take the text box txt code, and this data is available in the fe data. So fe dept data. So this is nothing but your control, and we can use the find control. In item insert, whatever the control name that we have declared, so you just get the data itself. So if you take this one, this is your item inserting, right? So if you check your item inserting, this is nothing but I code. You can mention it as a I code, and finally you have to be typecast that to the text box. Okay. Likewise, you can go with the name, location also. Txt name, this one, and txt location, and then txt created by is also be there. So you can provide this one. Okay. So here we'll be take the respective controls name. This is I name, then I location, then I created by. So likewise we can use. So then we'll be use the connection dot open, con dot open is there, and then con dot close is there. So this is how you can be open the connection and close the things. Command is there, cmd equal to new SQL command. You can pass your command here itself. So this is how we can be insert the data. I'll be pass my command here itself. So this is how I will just use plus txt code dot text. This is how we have plus double quote single quote and single quote double quote plus txt name dot text, then single quote double quote plus txt location dot text. So then single quote double quote plus txt created by dot text. So likewise, you can take those values from the respective text boxes, and then we have to be close this one, and then you can pass the connection object to your command. Command needs your query and then connection object. So int result. So I'll be use cmd.execute non-query. So since this is an action query, if number of rows affected by this query is greater than 0, I can mention that. So this always command execute cmd.execute non-query always gives you the number of rows affected by your query. So here it shows that number of rows affected by the query is greater than 0. Then I can mention that. So data inserted successfully. So I'll be take script tag, and by using the script tag, so I can say that data inserted. I'll be provide some. So data inserted successfully. So this is how we have. So then in case of else, I can say data not inserted. Please try again later. Again after some time. So that's how I just mentioned the message. So connection dot close, you have to be open your connection once you are done with your execution. So because it unnecessarily blocks another request. So that's the reason it is ultimately we have to be close this one. So it should not be an item updating, it should be item inserting. So we have an insert thing. If you didn't implemented insert, item delete, yeah, this is item inserting. So you have to be use the item inserting. Okay. So that's how you can manage the things if you want to be go for an item insert. So now in item command, so we have an item inserting. So now let us execute this one. We'll be sampling insert the data. So whether we can be insert it or not, we'll see here. So a mode has to be changed whenever we want to be insert the data. That mode changing can be available by using your item command. So I'll show you what is a mode changing here itself. So I have inserted only from backend. So only one record will be there as of now. So let us check, like I'll click on new, and I can mention that it is a QA and quality assurance. So next location is Bangalore and created by, so admin. I'll just click on insert. We'll see what is happening here. It is showing there are more columns in the insert statement. Okay, so I didn't pass the is active, sorry. So we have to be pass the is active here itself. So after location, I have given the is active. So you can pass that is active as 1 defaultly. So I just mentioned it as a 1. Now I'm just executing this. Okay, I just click on new, and I can see that the data was only single record will be there, and I can use QA call to assurance and location Bangalore and created by admin, and click on insert. Okay, so next time there are more columns in the insert statement. Okay, so let us check what is this happening. So I will go with the CMD, and if you check here call to assurance Bangalore 1. Okay, so created on, I didn't pass it here. So we have to be pass the created on also, right? That is get date. So you have to pass the get date because of that then this issue is came. So I can mention it as a get date itself. Now let us execute this. I just click on this one new. So QA, and I can say call to assurance Bangalore, this admin. Click on insert. Data shows the data inserted successfully. Once the data is get inserted, it is not moving to the normal mode. Okay, so it is not moved to the normal mode. So we have to be call the bind grid method. Okay, so that it will be went into the normal mode. So finally I'll be set it to the bind grid. I'll call the bind data method itself. So it will be reload the page and it will shows us. Okay, now I would like to go with the delete itself. In order to delete the data, it is very simple, right? If you know the ID, then we can easily delete the data, right? So now let us see how we can be delete the data. If you see, most of the people stuck with this concept. Even I also face the same type of problem. So I'll be make it very clear. So by using this, there is a concept called data keys concept. So whenever you declare any of the data bound controls, so it is very important to go with the data key names. Data key name is nothing but if you declare a primary or identity column in your table, that will be act as your data key names. It is a unique point of set for our contact. For a particular row, ID will be take as a reference, right? So for that purpose, we'll be use that one. Now, your items can be identified by using a data key class. So this is a data key class. You can mention that key. So your data key can be available fedept data dot. So data. So whatever the data key that we have, so we can mention that one. So data key. It gives the data key for the user. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm just executing. I'll place a breakpoint and I'll make it to understand. So most of the people does the mistake here. So I want to be make it very clear for you guys. So we'll be execute, and if you go for the second page, you will get the second. If you click on first, you'll get. Now I'll click on delete. Okay. So what data key has to be provided? That has to be provided here. So if you check here, key is showing us value as a null. So even though I have the data, so it is showing as null. It should get like 1, 2 like that. This values has to be provided. So why this is happening means you didn't mention your item command. Now I'll show you what is the item command here. If you mention your item command, automatically, so all the things will be set properly. So now I am showing you how your item command will be there. E dot command name is equal to cancel. So if it is cancel, so any of the command name is coming with the cancel. What you have to do is you will be make use of the change your mode. So what is the mode? So generally fe department dot change mode equal to by default mode of your any of your data bound control is read only mode. So you can use a form view mode dot read only. So this is how you can be set this one. If it is cancelled, you have to be set it to the read only mode. And if you want to be edit, say for example, if user want to be edited, so you can be consider it as a editable mode. So I'll be mention it as a else if this is edit. So then edit should be in the edit mode. And if user want to be add the data, so then if user want to be add the data, then that would be the insert mode. So whenever user want to be add, so we have taken command name as new, right? If you see here in item template, so this is nothing but new, right? So you have to be mention it as a new itself. And whenever you want to be add the data, so that should be an insert. So similarly, you have to be set this type of things so that your data will be into the respective mode. If you want to be delete your data, so then you can be mention it. This is your delete, and you can be set into delete is nothing but in read only mode, and you have to be call your data. So bind data. So after you set this one, just execute this. I click on delete. You can see that. Now you can see data key 1 is came, right? And if I go to the second page, I click on delete. You can see that key equal to, if you set the key, so key is coming as 2. If you know that ID, so then automatically you can delete you can frame your delete query, right? So that's how you can delete and you can update the data. So this is how this setting is very important. In item command, you have to be specified. After you delete, you have to be bind your data. Then only your data key value will be set. Otherwise, this becomes null only, and people does the mistake. So that's the reason item command is very important for you. Okay, so I hope you know about this one. So simply we'll be frame the thing. So which is nothing but delete. So if you want to delete anything, you can use the delete from table name, and you can apply where class. So you can use where class here, where id is equal to. So simply I can go with the existing data. So I can get the id single quote double quote plus key dot value. So if you get the key dot value, so that your id will be come to me, so that I can close my double quotes. Then I can. So you can mention that data deleted successfully. Data not deleted. Please try again after some time. So this is how your deleting functionality can be done. And if you go for an updating, so if you want to update the data, again your data keys is required. So we'll go for the same approach of updating of our data. Along with that, we'll also be read the data by using our find control approach. So now, if you want to be read your particular row ID, what you will do? If you want to read our row ID, so we can do this approach, right? Data key equal to fe data dot data key itself. Now, and if you want to read the data, so we have the text boxes, and these text boxes informations can be read like this. So txt code, and for edit, so you have to go to the edit item template. So we have given the edit as e code, right? Txt e code. You can mention that this is a e code, and this is e name, and this is e location, and this is e created by. So to update your data, we'll be frame the update command. So update table name, and we'll be use set code equal to. So this is your code, and the name, location. So this data will be updated. See exactly, I don't want to do anything. And instead of created by, I'll be go with modified by, and here modified on. Okay, so your code can be there here itself. So txt code, I can pass the value dynamically. So equal to txt code, and your name can be there. So I can take this one. So like this. Location is also be there. So I can take from here. So txt location. And modified by. So I can take this one created by. So this one, whatever the data that is there in that particular field, I can take that one. And modified on, simply I can take it as a get date. So after this update query, so we have to be use a where class, right? So where our data should be updated in the particular ID. Single quote, double quote, plus key dot value. So we know the key and value, and then we will be close this one, single quote plus double quote, single quote, and then so final double quote. So I can mention that data updated successfully. And data not updated, and we can be whenever we update this data, so we have to be change the mode. So automatically will be go for the bind grid method. So that's how we can be use the update approach also. Now I'm trying to update this one. So I'm trying to execute this one. You will see that all the operations like inserting of the data, deleting of the data, and updating of the data can be possible by using this one. So now I would like to go for an new edition. So I can mention that this is UI. So I can mention this is a user interface, and location Pune, and admin is the created one. I just click on insert. So data got inserted. If you check here, your data got inserted, you will get a third row. Now I'll go to the cancel. You'll get here. So 3 records will be there. Now I'll go to the third one, and I'll be perform the edit. If the moment I click on edit, UI is there, user interface is there, Pune is there, admin is there. So if you observe the third record, there is no modified by, modified on. Now I am trying to update with UI and UX. User interface and user experience. I just mentioned it as a department. Okay. So Pune would be, I changed it to Vizag. So then I click on update. The moment I click on update, so you can see that user interface, incorrect syntax. Okay, maybe we will be given a wrong syntax here. We will be try and check what is the process that we have given. Set code. Okay, UI, and after the name, so we didn't provided the equal to. After location also we didn't provided the equal to. After modified also equal to is not there. So this is the syntactical error. So let us eliminate the syntax errors, and then we will be get on. So name is required, so equal to, then location equal to, then modified by equal to. So then modified on, there is an equal to here. So I'm just executing this one, you can see. So I am going with the third thing. So if I go with the third, so I just click on edit. So you can see that user experience. So this is a location. In location, I provided it as a visual. I click on update. So data got updated here itself. You can see that. So modified by and modified on has done. Now if you go with a cancel, if you change the mode, so directly you can, after you are updating, you can also change your mode. So how you can be changed? FE data dot change mode equal to, so form view mode dot read only. You can set that. So this will be set it to the normal mode. So now we have seen how to insert and how to update the data, and then we'll see how to delete the data. Suppose if I want to be go to the third, and if you want to be click on delete, so then your delete operations would be done by using this delete. So data is deleted and it will be set to the normal mode. And if you see this, so you have only 2 rows are there. This is how we can perform the things by using our approach. So whenever we want to be work out with the form view, so I hope that this tutorial or this video will help you a lot. And thanks for watching. Please try to subscribe to my channel like Facebook and YouTube, and share it to your non-one. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.